What's good, everybody? This is DP with my boy Ethan Boobie Feaster, man. Dog out of DeSoto. He's the number 4 player in the nation in the 2027 class, number 1 wide receiver in the class, number 1 player in the state of Texas in the class. We just got done with a workout. If y'all didn't watch that, that video is already posted. But this one, we just want to talk about what it took for him to get here, kind of what's recruiting like, and what everything else is going on, right now after his sophomore year at DeSoto. I appreciate you, young fella. So just starting it off, bro, like I know I talked about on the other video, you've been one of those guys that guys have been talking about for a long time, right? We've had other guys like you in our camp, where Kendrick Blackshire, right? He was a grown man before he even hit middle school, and he was getting the offers in 8th grade and was sought after and all that. So how has that been for you? Like, what was it like when you got your first offer? What was it in 8th grade? You got your first offer? What was that like?
No, actually I got my first offer like in the 7th grade.
So in the 7th grade. So what's that like as a kid, right? What's those feelings?
Of course, like, you're gonna be excited. I was excited because
Who was it?
UIW.
Okay.
UIW. So, of course I was excited, because like wasn't nobody really doing that at that age. So it was just like, of course people was hating on me at the school and stuff, but I didn't really mind on that. My parents' main thing was they knew it was coming, they just didn't think it was gonna come this early. So my parents' challenge was to keep me level headed. That was their thing they wanted to do, like make sure I was level headed, never get too high, never get too low. So they was big on that. And my coaches big on that as well. Like they was big on like making sure, I don't get the cockiness, the like arrogant side. So, they tried to make sure I was staying down and kept being humble.
So what played a part in helping you stay that way? Was it mom? Was it dad? Was it coach? Like, because I've been known of you for a long time, and I've only seen good things, only heard good things. Talking in here, we're talking as if, we've met each other plenty of times, which this was our first day meeting each other. Who's, kind of been in that corner? Mom, dad, coach? Is it a Pee Wee coach, a high school coach? Like, obviously you train with D-Rob. What's that circle like that's keeping you humble?
I feel like it's my whole, like, circle. Like, D-Rob, my pops, my mama, my friends. Because I got friends, Tiger Rod, just for example, he one of the most humblest guys you can meet. You wouldn't even know if you didn't watch football, you wouldn't even know that he was a Texas A&M because like he don't talk about football. That's how I am. I don't talk about football outside of being around like, that type of environment. So it's just like my whole circle definitely kept me humble. They just made sure because D-Rob seen people be the number 1 player in the nation. They didn't do nothing when they got to college. So he didn't seen it before. So that's one thing he tried to keep me like humble. My parents, that's a big thing for them too, being humble. Everybody just around me, they want me to stay humble.
Got you. So, first offer at the end of 7th grade. Obviously, you then really hit the scene. 8th grade, I know you're going to Nike camp and Under Armour camps, winning MVPs against some of the best guys out there. What's been like the process of you working, right? Because now I'm getting offers early, I'm getting the recognition early. What's your like workout regimen like? What is keeping you, on that path to, continue to get better? Because just because you got it in 7th grade and 8th grade don't mean by the time you're senior year, yes, you will still be a good guy, but what's helping you rise that level?
When I was younger, like when I was like 8th, 9th grade, like freshman year, 8th grade, I used to work out like almost every day, probably like either 5 times out of the week. Like if we wasn't during the season, it was probably like 5 times during the week. But now like Coach D-Rob and my parents, they be letting me like take care of my body. So I'll probably go like either 2 or 3 times out of the week. And the rest of the week will be just recovery, just me being a kid. But I'm gonna keep working no matter what. It's just, they just making sure, I play long term instead of, just for right now.
Yeah. So you talk about you being a kid. So what you like to do outside of ball, right? Is it Call of Duty? Is it movies? Is it what you like to do?
Really, like I'm not one of them ones like that like want to just go out every night.
Okay.
Like, but I go out, but like it's just like that'll be like a from time to time thing. I play the game a lot though, for
what
sure.
Game
I be on that 2K a lot.
Okay.
2K. I'll play NCAA, Madden, Fortnite. I play anything. Just to get the stuff off football like off my mind. Cause that's all like a lot of people think like that's just my life. Like that's just what I do. But like nah, like I'm still a regular person at the end of the day. So
Yeah.
that's a big thing for me, like playing the game and stuff. So I don't gotta worry about like football and stuff. Cause my friends don't never bring up football around because they know I don't like talking about it outside of football environment.
Because when it's go time, but I want to have that break and be away from it. I think that's the big thing is fans think that players think about ball all day, every day. They think, like for instance, like if you're on Call of Duty or Fortnite or on Madden, right, and you post a win, but then y'all, let's say you in college and y'all lost on Saturday. Well, if you was in the film, like bro, I'm not doing film room 15 hours out a day. I'm not, at practice or training. Like there's time to be a human being, and I always tell my best athletes because they're the ones that kind of fall in love with the idea of I have to be working every day, all the time. No, do something productive every day. Stretch and rehab is productive, but you can't only live your life with football because of what you said right earlier when we were training. When things don't go your way, it's hard to take it, and you have nothing else to have an outlet on. I know you mentioned when we were training, the big thing for you from being a dog at such a young age and then going into high school, undefeated state champ, was to figure out how to lose, how to not be successful, right? Jamar Chase don't go for 150 a game. There's games where Chase go for 27 yards.
Yeah, facts.
Right? Justin Jefferson go for 18 yards. So who has been the person I would say the most, right? We know mom, dad, coaches, but who's the person the most when, right, the game doesn't go your way, it's not looking right, that says, hey, calm down, let's get back to the drawing board and let's get back, into focus where we're trying to go. Who's that person for you?
For me, I say Coach Sweeney, my receiver coach. He the one that he like I would say like he like an uncle to me. Like he'll call me like after a game. If we lost, no matter what, he called me after every game. How I felt about it, and what could I did better during the game. Like, and not only that, we don't just talk about football. We talk about outside of football as well. So like it's a real bond with me and him for sure.
That's fire, man. Everybody needs somebody that can hold them accountable, right? Because I think that's a big thing for like guys like yourself, right? I'm already up there in the nation. It's easy to start looking ahead. If things don't go my way, it's easy to get down. Like, and I love when obviously mom and dad are gonna do it, but it's also better when it comes from a coach or a trainer outside the house because, right, mom and dad are telling you, hey, treat women nice, do school, clean the room, do the dishes. So now that's just another, same voice that I'm hearing over and over and over. So the people that actually find somebody that they can trust outside of their home, that's big because mom and daddy can worry about this and they know that my boy is taken care of over here. So with that being said, we talked about 7th grade offer to where we are now. You're now a sophomore, right? 2 more years. We talked about the rankings, all that. How many offers are you up to now?
I hit 45 in the spring.
Okay.
Yeah, I had 45 in the spring. My last one was Wisconsin.
Okay. 45 offers, way more than anybody needs, right? Because when it's a guy like you, we really down to about 10 schools we can go to from RIP, right? All them other ones is just accolades to say, let's see how many offers I can get, right? Nothing against UIW, that's where my boy was actually at, GJ Kinney. Incarnate Ward, like, that's not in the running, right? Like you can get an offer from Tulsa, and nothing against these schools. They're not in the running. We're about 10 schools. What was that first offer to you that made you say, whoa, they offered already, right? Because still to the point, you got all these offers, and the offer already for most guys is still 10th grade, Bama offer. Yeah. You're getting these in 7th, 8th, 9th grade. What was that first one when you was like, yeah, they messing with me now?
When I got LSU,
okay.
I think that was like my 25th offer.
Yeah.
I was in the 8th grade and I got LSU.
So you had 25 in 8th grade.
Yeah, I think at the end of my 8th grade year, I think I had 27. Yeah, 27.
Cause my first their whole career.
Yeah, facts. My first like real big P5 offer, or P4 offer was TCU. Okay. And that was at the end of my 7th grade year. Yeah, that was the end of my 7th grade year. Because the end of my 7th grade year, I had, I believe, six.
Okay.
Because that's when it really like popped out for me though. After that, I went to a TCU camp in 7th grade. Then I left with like 5 different offers.
That's why. Was it the mega camp?
Mm-hmm. Mega camp. Yeah.
Dang. So LSU. So you said, where was you at when LSU? I'm assuming they called you.
Mm-hmm.
So they called.
No, actually I went to a camp.
Oh, okay. So you went to the camp.
I went to the camp.
8th grade, showing out, boom. they pull you, is this during the camp or after the camp?
This is after the camp.
After the camp, they pull you to the side. What they say to you?
Coach Hankton was like, I've been watching, because I was already in contact with him before that. It was just like he always wanted me to come to the camp. So when I went to the camp, it was just like, it was kind of like already like in my mind, like I can get the offer as long as I do what I'm supposed to do. Yeah. So, I went out there and did what I was supposed to do. I was an 8th grader. Actually, I got like, on 3, I always do like this top 10 performer in the like camps. At LSU, I think I got like top 5.
Okay.
And like it was, Keelan Russell was there, Keldon Ron was there. There was so many 4-star, 5-stars there. Yeah. And I was top 5.
That are way older.
Yeah, that was way older than me. And I got top 5. So it was just like I like I said, as long as I do what I'm supposed to do, God gonna take care of it. So I ain't really worried about it.
Facts. And so LSU, and then you also mentioned Coach, it's Hankins, right?
Coach
Hankins. He putting boys out.
He is, for sure.
You got Thomas, Neighbors, we know OBJ, I think he might have been there before, but you got OBJ coming out, you got Jefferson, you got Chase. What?
He had Pickens too.
Like,
Pickens,
and then you have Butte there, like guys is just all time. There's other guys, right, that wasn't even, the one or guys that you think of, but like, what do you think LSU is doing different to have all these elite guys coming out of that school? Is it the school? Is it the system? Is it Louisiana? Is it coach? Like,
I feel
what are you seeing? Because these dudes are unreal. It's not good receivers. They're the best.
I feel like it's the culture for sure. Like the culture. Like if you're a receiver at LSU, like you gotta be dominant. Like no matter what, they're not gonna bring in no regular receivers. Like you gotta be like one of the ones like to actually go play there and strive there. So if if you got an offer from LSU or if you like committed there, you just gotta be ready to work if you go there. Cause they not, honestly, LSU is one of them schools like they go off like, let me see, how can I say this? Like they're not big on money, but like they big on getting you to the league. Let me say it like that. Like they more off production. Yeah. Like that's how they are. They
you come here, the money gonna come because you're gonna be one of them when you up there.
So that's how they are. They off the production. So
Jefferson getting about 35, Chase about to get about 36, 37, 38. You want $2 million now or you want 38 a year, right? So how does that do for like you, not just LSU, right? You got LSU, my boy JSN who we trained, went to Ohio State, right? So those are Bama half they run. When you see schools like Bama, Ohio State, LSU, how much stock do you put in to what the guys before you did there, right? I'm looking at LSU, and you might be like, dang, I might win a natty somewhere else, or somebody might pay me some more somewhere else. But how much does that play into like all that is good, but I know what I will be after, right? Not just LSU, but these other good schools like Ohio State. Do the guys before you play a big deal in what you want to do as far as choosing the school you want to go to as a wide receiver?
I say it do, but also it depends on the receiver coach as well. Like that's a big thing. Like I say the culture, the culture is a big thing. The definitely the like type of offense it is, that's a big thing as well. Like are you gonna pass me the ball or am I gonna get 20 catches per year? Like so that's a big thing for sure. Because a lot of receivers not doing nothing with 20, 30 catches. So like a school like that's gonna run the ball a lot, like a lot, they're not gonna get a lot of top receivers because everybody's goal is to make it to the league, and without getting the ball in your hands, most likely you're not gonna get to the league. So I feel like just the offense is a big thing, and the people that came before me for sure.
Okay, we talked about LSU and some money, other schools. I know I've talked, right, I got kids in the portal, and I know boys that went from telling me they gonna give one of my kids 150 to 4 days later we'll give them 450 to get them, right, for a year. What is it for you when it comes to NIL that you're looking for? Are you looking for the biggest bag? Are you looking for, I know you want the ball, right? The ball with the bag, as long as I don't gotta get 100 catches, but if you can give me 50 in a bag, or does it need to be like, no, I still need my 100? And like, what are you looking for in NIL? Because obviously for you, you're so young, right? You still got years. So you get to kind of see some of the ups and the downs of these other guys. Like, oh, he took the bag, but he got the bag, but he ain't hit the league. This guy didn't take the bag, right? Genty could have went somewhere else. Yeah. They was offering bags. he stayed at Boise and he did what he did. Now he's gonna go get that first round bag, right? So what is it for you? Is it the bag and the playing time, the bag and the culture? If you throw a bag big enough, right? And obviously nothing's in concrete now. You still got multiple years, but when we're talking NIL, what are you most likely looking for at this point?
Like for instance, like I feel like getting that much, like getting up like the biggest bag, that don't really mean nothing to me. Like, of course, like I'm one of the best players in the country, so they're gonna give me a bag, but I don't have to get 3.2 million per year. Like that, I'm not tripping about that. Like you can give me 800, 500, 600, and give me the ball, I'll be perfectly fine. Cause I know when I get to where I want to be, you know, I'm gonna get the big bag that I want. So I'm not really tripping on like just having the biggest bag and like bag chasing. That's not really.
Facts. You still young. What are you, 16 now?
Nah, 15.
15, right? So you're 15, and we're talking about the NIL and the money. So what if somebody, because once again, I know what boys is getting. So what happens when one of these big time Power 4 schools do give you the ball, but they also give you the $2 million a year? What at 15 years old, what do you think about getting that $2 million? Where does that money go? How do you spend it? How do you save it? How do you invest it? Like at 15 years old right now in your mind, what do you do if you get $2 million a year at 18?
For me, I'm not gonna. I'm one of the ones, like, of course I'm gonna want a lot of stuff, but like I'm real smart with my money too.
Yeah.
My parents is big on that, like saving your money and things like that. My parents real big on that, so I wouldn't just go out just spending it. That's just something that I'm not gonna do.
Yeah. So we ain't spending the bread. How savvy are you with like investing? You know anything about investing?
My mom tell me a lot about investing. So that's a big thing. I'm gonna do a lot of investing. You know, just for instance, they do give me $2 million. I'm gonna do a lot of investing for sure.
That's big. So what I talk with a lot of my athletes when COVID hit 2020, right? The athletes was back, nobody was working, this and that. So with all my athletes that was here, college guys, we opened up brokerage accounts, right? That's where your stocks are, and then you have crypto and then real estate. What I tell guys is this, right? Let's just say we threw out the number $2 million, right? And if you put $2 million in a stock market account, right? Such as the S&P 500, it gets about 10% a year. That means every year without you doing nothing, you're gonna get $200,000. So you then say, oh, I get $200,000. What some people will do, they live off of the interest. So every year I know I can blow $200,000 if I want to, and $2 million is going to still be there. Yeah. Then I get now there's some years where it's going to be down, but there's years like this year where it might be 20%. Yeah. So now I got $400,000 for just breathing, right? So those are things that I want you to do as a young guy. Start looking up investing. Why guys lose money in investing is they're not trying to invest in something smart, right? Something safe. What guys are doing is they're trying to find a get-rich-quick scheme. Yeah. Oh, if I put $2 million in this, I can have $10 million next year. Well, yeah, but the risk is this big. The reward's that big for a reason. If I say, hey, I'm gonna go into something, for instance, the S&P 500, that's a 10% return every year. Boom, I get 200 off my 2 million. It hits a good year. Boom, I get 400. Oh, it's down 10%. I lose a little money, but S&P over 94 years gives you 10% return, right? So those are things that I tell guys. Like if you're a guy that makes millions of dollars on any extended period of time, there's no way you should go broke, because if you just go invest in the smallest things, right? Don't ask your homeboy what was his lifelong dream because y'all played Madden together, and now he gonna tell you he about to open up a 10,000 foot facility with no, bro, like just go put your money somewhere where you know every year is safe, and then those are the things that will lead you into a life of prosperity, right? So when you make a lot of money, I always ask my guys, do you want to live a great life for 3 to 10 years while you're in the league, and now you're living a normal life for the next 50, or do you just want to live a really good life for the next 50 years, right? There's nothing worse than knowing I have 50 million and now I'm living at maybe a teacher salary. Nothing wrong, but the teacher should be living at the teacher salary because that was their job. That's what they went to school for, right? You shouldn't have to do that because of, oh, I have 50 million in my bank account. I watched an interview with T-Pain. They asked him, how much money, not that you made, what was the most you've ever seen in your bank account at one time? He said like 45 million sitting in his account. They said, now, what's the least amount that you've seen since you had that in your bank account? He said, I had to hit my homeboy up one time when I was at Burger King to get my kids food. That should never happen.
Yeah.
Because I just told you, you got 45. If you only took 2 and just put it right here, you know you're getting 200,000 in you, let alone if you're putting half of that up, right? So those are things for guys like you, you're lucky because you're getting exposed to it so early. Some guys that are sophomores, they're not thinking about it because they don't think that they might ever become the 5-star. You've got since 7th grade to 8th grade all the way through to be like, hey, when, not if, when I get this money, I know I'm gonna put this here, I know I'm gonna do this here, I'm gonna do that there. Go in, study that as much as you study football, right? Because the objective, just like we talked about, is not to create separation, it's to keep the separation. It's not to create the wealth, it's to keep the wealth, right? Careful make $100 million at 25, and then 30 you broke. So those are things that you really should think about and study, right? Don't go in there listening to everybody tell you how to flip 200 to a million and 2 million to 10 million. Slow and steady. Slow and steady. That would be like somebody telling you to leave 8th grade and go straight to college. Let me take my time. I can't do that. I got to take my steps to get there. So, but with that being said, we talked about NIL. We talked about some of the recruiting. What's one of the most annoying parts, right? You don't got to say no teams, no coaches about being recruited from 7th grade and have to go through all this. So, right, everybody wants to get recruited, right? That's how I was. I was like, man, I can't wait to get off. Then the phones start ringing, and text messages are coming. We didn't have social media like that. We only had MySpace. So we wasn't on IG and Twitter and everybody messaging you. What's the most annoying part of being where you're at? Because I was number 61 in the nation at wide receiver, and it was annoying. I wasn't number 1. So what's that annoying part of it for you?
I wouldn't even say like the coaches is the most annoying. I'd say like everybody just putting this like image on you.
Yeah.
Like that you just this big star. Like at the end of the day, I'm still a regular person.
You playing, like you said, Fortnite and NCAA.
Like I still do the regular stuff that everybody else do. Like that's probably the most annoyingest part. Like the most annoying part. Like people would be scared to like come up to me, ask for a picture and stuff because they feel like, oh, I'm gonna say no, like things like that. I'm really just a regular person, just like anybody else. That's definitely the most part. That's the part that I hate for sure.
And I can tell, like I said, just from us doing that and then this here, you would have thought, like I said, that we've been training together, whatever, just because the way that you communicate. And I commend you on that because a lot of kids your age can't really hold conversations, right? Especially with somebody that they just met. And so I commend you on that. And I commend your parents back there on that as well because I was a teacher. And the biggest thing is I'm really quick on able to see like kids and you can tell their home life and how their parents speak with them and speak into them positivity and just how they hold you to a standard. And I know that's annoying. Like I'm not in the recruiting world, but Pops knows my Instagram's big, right? So I'll walk around and it'll be like, you'll see somebody kind of looking at you and it's like, and you're like, hey, what's up? And they're like, well, I didn't want to come say, I'm like, bro, like, that's a blessing, right? Like, as sometimes as tired as I might be, I'd rather be the guy that has to take the extra picture or talk a little longer than the guy that nobody ever would notice in the world, right? That's a blessing. And it can get annoying of like people holding you to a fake standard. Like, I'm 15 years old. You thought I didn't play the game?
Yeah.
You thought I ain't kick it with my friends? Yeah. You thought I ain't want to sleep in late sometimes? So that is annoying part, like even that I deal with on a smaller level. What's the biggest positive part? What's the biggest blessing that has come from hitting the scene early and, you know, being the guy that you are?
Probably just, you know, it's not even like the biggest blessing right now, but like after a while, like I'll be able to take care of my parents. Yeah. That's probably like the thing, though. That's one thing that I always wanted to do. So yeah, that's definitely that's the biggest blessing for sure.
Gotcha. We just throwing numbers out, but we've been using the 2 million, right? We're gonna speak into existence 2 million a year. Who getting something first? Is it mama? Mama, look at it. I see. I'm about to say mama getting something first, right? So what mama getting? What you getting first thing for mama?
Probably a car. She gonna want a car because one thing she gonna say is you can't drive nothing better than me. That's what she gonna say.
Gotcha. And what car you want, mama? What's that car? He gonna have the money now. What car you want now, mama?
Hey, I'm simple. I like Acura.
So she said, oh yeah, you good. No. See now, let me tell you something.
Very simple.
You need to get you a lady like mama now. Cause right, you don't need the lady that say, I need the boy. Be like, my mom, if my mama need an actor, you gonna get accurate, girl. Don't tell me you need the AMG Benz. What Pops get?
Pops probably want a truck.
You want a truck? What kind of truck we want, Pops?
Man, anything that he blessed me with, I'm good, man. I'm real simple. We live simple, so that's you know, I get her what she want, and I'm good. I get him what he want, I'm good.
Man, no, I can see that, and like I said, it's a blessing. Y'all remind me just of my parents. You know what I mean? Hey, let's get him to where he needs to be. Let's go do that. Let him grow up, and that's a big thing I want to tell you, bro. Is not many people, especially that look like us, get to see that. And when you know what you got, you have to understand it's not even about, okay, we're going to get mama the car, we're going to give them the truck. But every day, you got to tell them that you appreciate them. Right? The biggest thing is understanding the people that have been in your corner, that will always be in your corner. DP and D-Rob and Coach Sweet, we'll all love you. But when it's all said and gone, and you 45 or whatever, I'm going to still have another young. Don't mean I'm not going to talk to you. Not mean I'm going to. But y'all got to see them every day, right? And those are the things I tell. When you have the parents willing to sacrifice, use the resources, the energy, the effort, the money, it ain't about, like I said, give them all the money back. It's about showing them that you appreciate it, right? That's all they want to do and see, right? Because everything else will shake out and go as it is. And just talking with Pops online, I'm telling you, like, I don't know how much you know, but if there's a picture of you online, I got it in my inbox. Pops sending it over. Like, right, that's the support that he has for you. Like, this is my first time meeting your dad as well as you as your mom. But, like, when my son's doing something, he knows I'm going to show the love, right? And that's the thing. Things that you might not ever know or ever see, that's what they're doing to understand that you're able to prop up here the stresses and the pressures of something that these other kids, I was a teacher. You don't understand what some of these 8-year-olds have to deal with in life. They grown, right? You get to be a 15-year-old kid that's the #1 player in the state, tops in the nation, because of things that they provide you with. There's things that if you had different parents, even with your talent, I'm stressed, I'm working, I'm this, I'm that. So yeah, you would still be good, but you might be number 25 in the nation. Or you might be 25 in Texas, let alone the nation. So what I always tell my kids, regardless if you as far as a top guy or whatever, if you have amazing parents, everybody does. You have to let them know every chance you can. Because one day, unfortunately for all of us, right, we won't get to tell mom, dad, brother, sister, and you don't want to sit back and say, man, they did so much for me. I just want every day, like I said, I'm quite sure y'all say it as much as my friend. Love you, mama, love you, daddy. When I was in college, my mama texts me every day, all day. When I'm here, my mama, I ain't talking to you now, where you at? Usually you at home by 12, right? Respond to that. Don't never get annoyed by them showing you love and show them love back, bro. But like I said, I just want to chop it up with you for a little bit, let people get to learn a little more about you. They saw you on the field. They're hearing you talk. They get to see, that, like you said, I'm more than a football player, bro. That I have amazing parents, that you're an amazing young man. All I can do is wish you the best of luck. And you know where I'm at now. I know you work with several other guys. This wasn't nothing more than what I told your pops was to, one, get to meet you, but then also get to show people who some of y'all guys that they believe is like, oh, all he wants to do is play football. Like, no, bro, like, I do that, but hear me speak. Hear that I'm a person. See that I'm a person, because one day I might go make 200 in the league, but then I want to be something else greater outside the league. So I appreciate you for pulling up, man. I appreciate you for your time. And hey, I hope y'all enjoyed it. Once again, Boobie Feaster. The only other Boobie I knew was Miles, and that boy, hey, if you want to win, put Boobie in. That's all we're going to say. But man, blessings to you, mama, daddy. I hope everything that y'all do is beyond, your imagination for whatever you looking at right now. And anything that y'all need, you already know, Pops. Now we locked in, mama. Anything y'all need from me, I got y'all. That's another one. We out. Good work, my boy.